Good morning. This is Pierre Laguerre here, your daily motivator. As I'm doing my walk this morning and enjoying the sunrise, you can hear the birds out there. I'm coming to you with episode 482. And on this episode, I'm going to talk to you about something very important for your business, and it is developing a strong pipeline. Yesterday I told you it's a new quarter. It's a new half of the year. This is the second half. And there are three things you must do to win. So I absolutely recommend you go and listen to podcast 481. You can find it at eonthemove.com/podcast 481. And while there, I do have some surprises for you, especially the Throw a Vision Board party video that my wife shared way back in 2015 on something she did with her girls that it's also for guys too. You need a vision board. But anyway, let's go to that pipeline. And this is for you if you are in the process of building a business, want to build a business, want to generate some side income, whatever it is that you're trying to do. I want to give you some quick tips this morning on one of the most important parts of building that side business and generating that side income. Many of us, we want to build something. We want to get rid of the 9 to 5, but let me warn you, as one who's gone from the 9 to 5 to running his own, it is important for you to have a plan. And the plan I'm talking about is you must have a plan to actually develop something. You must have a plan to actually get folks to join you in whatever it is you're doing. So when I was doing network marketing, one of the things we had to do was go expose our business. And by expose, I mean we had to share it with other people on a regular basis. We had to find other folks and share the presentation, put the presentation in front of them. And I think this is important. If you're in network marketing, you know how important that is. But here it is. You're building a side business and you're asking yourself, when is this thing gonna take over my regular income? Number one, let me tell you this, you need patience. And the reason you need patience is because nothing happens overnight. You know this, I know this. Rome wasn't built in a day. It's gonna take consistency, you showing up regularly in front of your target market to ultimately develop a great following so that this following, of course, can run with you in time. And out of that audience that you are developing, these people that you are serving on a regular basis, now they're going to turn around and start choosing you as the one they want to do business with. So this is important because what people are looking for is somebody they know, like, and ultimately trust. They're looking for that integrity, and there's nothing that establishes integrity greater than consistency. Of course, just being consistent, you could be a consistent thief, and that shows integrity in that you are a thief. But my point to you is this: if you're showing up and you are delivering value to your target market on a regular basis, telling them what's good for them, why what you have is a solution to their pain, and it will either eliminate their pain completely or at least start them down that path, well, you've got yourself a potential market. You've got yourself people who, because they see you regularly, because you are talking to them about their issue and not necessarily about your own, you are caring, basically. As one of my friends used to say, he would always remind me of the line, I don't care how much you know until I know how much you care. And you know that line too. It's so important. Well, it's the same way. Your customers don't know they don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. And how much you care is going to show up in you showing up consistently, in you helping folks and giving folks tips, strategies, and really educating them on what the issue they're dealing with, how simple and easy it is to use your solution. And of course, you're not pitching your solution most of the time. What you are basically bringing them to is a knowledge of what is possible. What is possible. So here it is, your pipeline. Are you developing a strong pipeline? See, when I was in sales, one of the key things, one of the key questions that my manager would always ask is, how strong is your pipeline? Because let's say this, maybe during the year or the quarter, let's get in the sales speak right here, in the quarter, each quarter, you had to have a target, right? And by target, I mean you had to have a target goal. You had to have a goal revenue for that particular quarter. And what happens, a lot of folks get stuck. They forget, oh, wait a minute. I'm here. This is not by happenstance. I have to select a number. I have to actually decide what my goal is. Oh, by the way, that goal was not something you just picked out of the air, right? You didn't say, well, this quarter I'm just going to go out and get $100,000 worth of business. No, some quarters you would have $2 million of business to bring in. Now, keep in mind you had a team of folks also you were working with. But my point to you was, if you had $2 million of business to bring in, now you had to develop a plan. And if the average selling price of your product was, let's say, 50 grand, for $1 million, that's 20 products you would have to sell on average to get to your $1 million, right? At 50 grand. So my point to you is this. All of a sudden, when you have a goal, you can go develop a pipeline. And I think one of the mistakes that entrepreneurs make sometimes is that they don't set a goal. And yesterday I started talking to you about the importance of coming back to your vision in the second quarter, the second half rather. This is the third quarter. And the reason is because if you don't come back to your vision, you won't necessarily work with your goals and you won't go out there and develop a strong pipeline. This is really the key. You have to develop a strong pipeline. Many get out there and they say, oh, I'm just going to do what it takes, whatever it takes. But you cannot do whatever it takes unless you know where whatever it takes is taking you, unless you have a goal, unless you have a plan. So today, I want to call you to reviewing your goal. What is your goal for this second half? What is your destination? Where are you going? What are you trying to achieve? How are you trying to connect with more customers? Because there's got to be a reason why you want to connect with more customers. One of the key things sometimes that cause us to define a goal is when we recognize, oh my gosh, what I'm receiving right now is not enough. Great, you need a goal. And that goal comes to you with one key requirement. You have to develop a pipeline. So what exactly is a pipeline? And what's a strong versus a weak pipeline? Well, when it comes to your pipeline, you're going to recognize there are things that you can do and there are people you can connect with that will help you achieve your revenue goals. And then there are customers you'll connect with that simply won't help no matter what promises they make you. And of course, they're not your customers, they're prospects at this point. But your goal is to turn them from prospects to customers by nurturing everybody. You're not going to let anybody go. You're going to work with them until they become customers. So today, I hope this has been challenging to you and you're going to make the plans to actually develop a strong pipeline. And maybe you're saying, Pierre, this is great, this is good news, but I don't even know where to start. I'm starting a side business right now and I would love it if you give me some information on how to go about developing my pipeline. Well, I'm going to give you one better. I am starting a mastermind very shortly. And on that mastermind, we'll be discussing everything necessary to start and succeed in your side business. Because at the end of the day, if it's not generating money, right? If it makes sense, it makes dollars. But if it's not generating money for you, sooner or later, you're going to quit that business. And rightly so. You want to do something that actually helps you grow and helps you get to a position where you are getting stronger. Now, I know folks that in less than a year, through blogging 10 years ago, they basically replaced their full-time income. And nowadays, there's podcasting, there's coming live, doing live videos, and at the end of the day, there's a number of ways to approach your target market and serve them. So if you're interested, leave me a note. Some of you may already be part of my coaching And some of you may already be doing some of the great mastermind, the first step, the first level that we are currently working on. But with that said, this has been Pierre Laguerre, your daily motivator, always looking to challenge, inspire, and motivate you. Hope you have a great day, and we'll connect soon. Enjoy.